Alright guys, we're here tonight with our champion from this week's tournament to do our weekly interview. I'm here with Tweety. Tweety, say what's up.
What's up, people?
Alright, we got Fresh, we got Tity Boi in the background, and we're here interviewing Kaiser Gogeta. Take it away.
Okay, we start off with the first question for KG. Why did you decide to play Madolches tonight, KG?
Well, I basically played the exact same deck for the Saturday tourney, and so today, like around I want to say 7ish, Jinzo or Ginzo, however he says his name.
Genzo.
He messaged me, right, and he's like, hey, we could do you want to be the first double champ? I'm like, yo, I didn't really test anything else. I don't have a deck. He's like, okay, just use the one that you use on Saturday. I was like, okay, and that's basically what I did. But in general, Madolche are one of my favorite archetypes to use. I've been playing them since they were released in Return of the Duelist, I believe. So yeah.
Okay. So why the higher Madolche monster count, and what benefits do you think it has over the standard Madolche monster count?
Well, to be honest with you, I think this monster count, at least in terms of the Madolches, is fairly standard. You have your two Messenger Auto because you don't want to draw into them, and Angeli, Hootcake, Mewfuel. Those are your combo pieces. So you want to run three of those. As far as the card D and Max C, I decided to main the Max C because to be ready for Sylvans, obviously, Infernity. That's also why the Shadow Imprisoning Mirror was there, but that never really came into play. And then also it's always Hootcake food, so Hootcake is always alive whenever you need it. And then for the card D, it was pretty much to prevent bricking as much as possible, because you can open pretty shit with this. Like, pretty much you just have to set 4, set 5, and then hope you draw into a monster. That can happen. So that's why I ran the 2 card D.
Oh, okay. Well, did at any point in the tournament did you feel like you're running too much spell and trap card destruction?
Well, by spell and trap card destruction, do you mean 2? Because I'm only running 2 MST, but
I think he also means
or I guess
prevention,
like etc., etc.
Well, okay. I mean, the 2 Forbidden Lance is because you pretty much need to have those if you didn't resolve a trap stun, or basically to basically force your play through. Because I mean, the person across the table, they're not dumb. They're gonna save their Fiendish Chain or whatever for your Hootcake when you summon out the Angeli to try and plus. So Lance is perfect in that situation, so you can force your play through and then go to Gelato and then end up with a tiramisu.
Alright. Fresh wants to know, can we just talk about how good Palooza is for a second and why everyone is not running 3?
Yeah, Palooza is stupid. Like in this deck, it's basically you. I mean, you obviously have to be smart with it, but if you resolve Palooza, you basically win the game, because you're gonna get to a point playing with Dolce that eventually everything's just gonna go back into your hand, minus the Messenger Gelatos, because you kind of want to summon those off and get the pluses or whatever. But yeah. Everything else is basically gonna come back to your hand. So if you make your initial play and they break through skill, let's say like your Mewfuel, and then you have an Angeli in hand or you have a Hootcake in hand, you just Palooza that and bring monsters on the board. So it basically just baits out the opponent's play, and then you can still push through with your combo. And the reason you run 3 is because you want to see it as soon as possible. I mean, of course, the first 2 cards that you're searching out with Gelato are Chateau and Ticket, so Palooza is good at 3 because you want to have it as soon as possible.
Well, okay. Moving on to the next question. What matchups or cards were you afraid of going into the tournament tonight?
Let's see. I was afraid of Hat, because they can they can play the grind game better than Madolche can. Pretty much, Madolche, like, they can sit on their back row, of course, but Hat, that's pretty much what the deck was designed to do. So you can't really outplay that. Unless of course you flip a trap stun, but it is what it is. And then also, I didn't want to face Bujin and then lose the dice roll, and then they play Kaiser Coliseum, because then I can't special summon anything basically, so I can't really play Yu-Gi-Oh. So that's why I actually main the two Typhoons instead of how normally nowadays three of them are kept in the side. I decided to put two in the main to at least give me a fighting chance against that. But aside from those two decks, and then of course, like your obvious like macro, Cosmo, whatever random stuff, that would totally shit on the deck. I thought I had a fairly decent chance against everything else.
All right, I'm gonna try and translate this into proper English because I'm not sure exactly what this question is supposed to read. But it seems like you had the potential to struggle against decks like Sylvan, Lightsworn, and Dragon Ruler because of your lack of heavy back row. But you also had the ability to win very quickly with the additions of Palooza and the fact that your deck is very combo centric. How about you talk about that paradox a little bit?
Yeah, you would think that, but I mean, I can't speak for Sylvans because I didn't play any, but I mean, in theory, that's why you have the two maxi. That's why you have the. I mean, your obvious staples. But for Lightsworn, they like I actually played Lightsworn. That was my first matchup. Lightsworn Ruler, and it's basically like what you said. You want to create a massive board before they do, which is, I guess that's also why you run the three Paloozas. So you pretty much just get your stuff and push your game before they can mill a Necro Gardener, or set up the grave for a JD drop and stuff like that.
Okay. Well, what was your hardest matchup tonight?
Okay, definitely. What I thought was gonna be my hardest matchup was the Black Garden, that the chain beat that what's his name played, Charlie, I believe, but he ended up disconnecting both times. So like, because I had never faced that deck in like a competitive setting before. Obviously, you have your one-off singles here and there, but that was going to be like my first experience playing it, like playing against Chainbeat in a competitive setting, and I didn't really get to do that, but that's what I felt would have been my hardest matchup, because I played Lightsworn Ruler, I played Code Camaro, which I feel Code Camaro is basically it's similar to Madolche in the sense that you want to get all your combo pieces, but if you don't have your combo pieces, you can kind of stall until that comes. So like I kind of knew how to how to play against that, because they kind of operate similar. And but yeah, so I played Lightsworn Ruler, Code Camaro, um, the chain beat, and then in the finals it was like Agent Artifact, I want to say, but I only had one game against that, and I opened the nuts basically. I fucking shit on him, but so I didn't really get a really good feel for his deck. So I'll have to say the chain beat.
All right. So what are your thoughts on what you saw tonight overall? And were there any decks or techs that caught your eye?
For sure the chain beat, because I mean I didn't think anyone really played that anymore, but I can kind of see why like someone would have liked to do it, because it is until obviously the next ban list, it's still a pretty back row heavy format. You have your things like Hat and Gearja, trying to grind advantage, and obviously Chain B tries to do that too with Rabbit and Thunderbird. So that deck was definitely a deck that caught my eye.
Is there anything you would change about your deck, or anything you would have done differently in the tournament?
Well, that's a funny question, because this deck is pretty much exactly the same as the one that I used on Saturday. The only changes were in the side, and the only reason I made those changes was for the sake of making changes, because I didn't want to like submit the exact same list. But to answer your question, everything in the main seems solid. I mean, I would obviously change change some stuff on the side. Like Mistake might actually be a good card, for when the next set releases. But as far as right now, I would probably take those out. The Shadow and Prisoner Mirrors, they were in there for Dark World and Infernity, but I didn't play any of those, so those might go as well. But everything else that I feel pretty set in using.
All right. Is there anything else you'd like to say about your deck or your night to finish us up here?
I just want to say, good games to everyone. It was a lot of fun. I'm happy that I was able to win back to back and then do it with Madolche because it's a tier deck, but it's still kind of under the radar because like they have all these good cards, but there's no consistent build yet. You have all these different variants of how to play it, and no one really knows for sure, like 100%. Okay, this is the skeleton that you use. So I was happy that I was able to find something that had a little bit of success. So yeah.
Okay, dope. All right, Tweety, why don't you sign us off for the night, bud?
We're from ETC forums. Check us out. We do these tournaments every week, every Tuesday and every Saturday, and it's always fun. Everyone. And I hope you had a good tournament, KG, as you did. You won 2 tournaments.
Yo. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
And hope to do this again next week and see everyone come out, etc.
All right, guys. Have a good night.